We got some new fish. The 150-gallon American cichlid tank project progresses today with some brand new fish from my man Mike over at Imperial Tropicals. And if you want a nice little discount code, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Let's go. Important warmers in the package, still warm to the touch. Like to see that. Hello there. Ooh, we got some merch, baby. 2XL Imperial Tropical merch. Appreciate you, Mike. We got some Imperial Tropical merch in the building. Love it. We'll open these later. I'll show you guys. Don't worry about it. What the bags are empty. There's no fish in here. No, guys. These are just empty bags of air to provide a little bit more cushion in the box. For those of you that were unaware. Here we go. There's a lot of fishies in here. A lot of them. Get rid of this paper. Wow. Tons of fishies. This might take a while. What I really like is that all this paper is nice and dry. Okay, a little moist on the moist side, but that's all right. That's understandable, but they're not wet. All right, here we go. Let's start from the corner, I guess. What do we got right here? That's a nice little baby Severum. Looks like a green emerald to me. So all of these new fish are going into the quarantine tank. And if you ask why the water level is so low, there are a lot of fish here. So we're just gonna put them in here, get them temperature acclimated first. And then as the water level rises, as I'm putting them in, we'll add more water. But definitely have to quarantine all these guys. See another one? These are all going to be mostly Severums, guys. Different types of Severums. It's labeled as a mouth-brooding Severum. That's a big boy. A green Severum for sure. Looking nice. Triangle cichlid. Last two. And now more green Severums. So because there's so many fish and so many bags, what I'm gonna do is fill up this bucket of water right here on the floor with some of this tank water. And then I'm gonna release all of these bags into the bucket. And then together, grab all the fish out of the bucket, put them back into the tank. All right, here we go. So the purpose of this is not to use this bagged water in the quarantine tank. I'm putting them all in the bucket with this bagged water so I can remove the fish from the bucket and not all of this bagged water into the tank. It's a lot of fish. 7 bags to go. I'm gonna grab these first guys out of the bucket, get them into the tank that has cleaner water than this back water in the bucket. now is probably a good time to tell you what kind of Severums I got here. It's a little hard to pinpoint them out because they're all bunched up together and a little bit scared, but I'll do my best. So in this tank, we have 4 green turquoise Severums. These guys get a beautiful greenish turquoise color and they grow to about 8 inches. If you think of a beautiful emerald green color, that's what they actually turn into. They look beautiful. Then we have 4 red-sided Severums. They're also called red-eyed Severums, and they're also known to be the mouth-brooding type of Severum, meaning that these are a Severum that holds their fertilized eggs in their mouth, similar to African cichlids, unlike other Severums. Pretty cool. And they're called red-eyed Severums because they get a really nice dark red eye. Then we got 4 gold Severums, which is probably pretty obvious. They're the ones that look kind of albino right now. And these guys grow into a nice yellowish, orangish, goldish color when they get to adult size, also grow to about 8 inches. Then we got 4 triangle cichlids, which aren't really Severums. They're also called Waru cichlids. They do great with Severums, angelfish, and geophagus. What I really like is their bright yellow eyes. This is a beautiful fish when it's in its adulthood, and these guys get huge. They get up to 14 inches, so you got to make sure you got enough space for them. And finally, we have 2 red shoulder Severums, but we have the Rotkeel type of red shoulder, which is kind of like an albino red shoulder. It's got a gorgeous, gorgeous color pattern. They've got that red necktie right behind their head with a little bit of a bluish face. A big difference over the regular red shoulder is that they also have 8 vertical stripes on them. These guys grow to about 10 inches. So you need space for these Severums. They're gonna get big. Now I know what some of you are gonna say right off the bat. How can I add that many fish all at the same time to a quarantine tank that's not even cycled? Prime and stability. Come on guys, you should already know by now. I add about 50 gallons worth of prime to a 29-gallon tank. A little bit overdosed, but that's okay. And I add about 60 gallons worth of stability. Okay, now let me finish filling this tank back up to the top. Now, if you're not sure why I'm using prime and stability in this tank that's not cycled after adding this many fish, I got that video for you up here somewhere. Go check that one out, it's gonna be helpful for you. Now, every time I get new fish and they go into quarantine, I always auto-medicate with the quarantine couple. Seachem Metroplex and Seachem Paragard, also known as the QC. Metroplex is gonna handle any internal issues going on with your fish, any type of parasites, is gonna get rid of it, while Paragard handles anything external to your fish, bacterial, fungal, or parasitic. And I'm dosing both of these daily until quarantine is over. When is quarantine over? Usually you wanna quarantine for about a month, but I've never been able to go that long, so I try to reach at least 2 weeks. So let's see what happens after 2 weeks. Wow, that was fast. Yes, it is 2 weeks later, and not just because I changed my shirt. Check the fish out. These guys are noticeably much bigger. In only 2 weeks, I'm really surprised at how fast they've grown. And some of them, check this guy out, have gotten some great, great color. You can see some blue in the face on some of them. You can see some yellow and some red on their anal fins and pectoral fins. Some of these guys have gotten some really nice color. There's the green emerald back there. I can see the green coming out of his face. These guys that were so small, they put on some size too. Everybody made it. There has been no fatalities. The tank is absolutely cycled. I've been dosing my prime and stability every day. All the fish have been doing good. I've been feeding them about, I want to say 3 to 4 times a day. So that has absolutely contributed to how fast they've grown in this little 2 week time period. I did 1 water change in this 2 week period only because there was some poop accumulation happening there at the bottom of the tank. So I vacuumed that poop out and I got maybe 30% of the tank out of there. So I went ahead and just did a 50% water change. Before we go ahead and transfer them over, I'm gonna give them one last feeding of Seachem Nutridiet Cichlid Flakes. They've been loving this so far. Check them out how they all come right to the top and they go crazy for it. This is always a good sign that your fish are doing well when they eat very actively. Now, I've also noticed that a tank boss has kind of emerged. It's one of these bigger Severums here, one of those big guys. I can't ever tell which one it is, but I have seen him chasing some fish around. So he's kind of being a little bit of a bully. He might have been chasing that guy around not too long ago, and that's why he's kind of staying down there and hiding and not really eating with the rest of them. Put a little more food in there. See how fast they go after it and destroy it. Now, there are a lot of fish in here. I didn't count them when I opened up the bags. I can't count them now, but I got my receipt that came with the box, and there are a total of 18 fish in this tank right now. We are not going to add 18 fish to the 150, which already has 4 really big Severums in it. That's way too many fish for the 150 gallon tank. What my plan is to let these guys continue to grow out in the 150, and through the process of elimination, I'm gonna choose maybe 6, 7, maybe 8 of them out of these 18, the ones that grow the fastest, the ones that display the best color, the ones that have the best temperament, that aren't being a bully to everybody else in the tank, and I'm gonna choose to keep those. And the leftover guys that don't make the cut, they're gonna go take a trip to my local fish store and they'll make somebody else happy. That's the process that I'm gonna do with these guys, to try and just get the best of the best to stay with us in the 150. So without further ado, let's get these boys into the 150 so they can meet their big bros. First thing I'm doing is removing these aqua decor pieces. They're just gonna get in the way when I'm trying to catch these guys, and we don't wanna play around too long. Home to the first Severums in the 150. Let's take a quick look before we do anything else. You see those guys got very interested right away, maybe thinking they were a piece of food. Then they realized that they're alive and they swam away, and that's a good sign. Big bully red shoulder went after the red spotted Severum and not these new little guys, so that's good. Just what I wanted to see early on. I didn't want none of the big guys chasing these little guys, especially someone that little, that small. They seem to be minding their business. Let's keep it moving. So only one little Severum made it. I'm just kidding, he's just over here by himself. Everybody else is hanging out over here. They have congregated to this corner. They're all amongst each other wondering where they are. But the good news is that the big Severums are not bothering them. They're not chasing them. Now they're all starting to leave because they don't like the camera. But looks like they're all doing okay in here. Now with this nice bright light, I can see some more color out of each and every one of them. These guys are gonna be studs when they get bigger. I see the green in that green emerald. I love it. The big guys are just hanging out chilling, even the big old bully right here. Big guys are not paying them any mind. Where's that one little guy? This guy is lost in the sauce right now. He's like, where am I and where did everybody go? I was just with so many guys and now I'm here all by myself. Hopefully he finds the pack over there. Eventually he will. Oh, there's some more guys down there. Check those guys out. They found a little, excuse me, bamboo. See if I can focus on them. They found a little hiding spot under that log. Oh my goodness, talk about a photo bomb. Trying to get these guys that are hiding under there. 2 guys found a nice little hiding spot. This guy's over here thinking he's at the end of his rope. Pleco's loving his green bamboo. The majority of everybody's over here doing well. Even Clown Loach is interested in the new guys. That's a good sight to see. They all came to the middle of the tank. Who sees that Pleco in the background back there? Hanging out, minding his own business. About now is usually the time that I whip out my handy dandy Aquabuildr app. Why? Because we just added a bunch of new fish. So I get to add all my new guys into my tank. So I enter the Severums, I enter the specific type of species, and I enter the quantity, and then I add them to my tank. And that way I always can keep track. In case I forget one day how many I started with, I'll always have it right here in the app, letting me know what's going on. If you don't have the Aquabuildr app already, I don't know what you're waiting for, but make sure you download it. I have links in the description. You can get it from the Google Play Store or the App Store, and we are constantly working on it and creating new features, fixing any and all bugs, because this is a young app, but we're gonna make this the best app in the whole aquarium industry. Make sure you check it out. Download it today for free. Now let me be crystal clear on something, guys. When you add that many fish to a tank, no matter what size tank it is, no matter what size of fish that it is, you're going to increase the bioload of that tank, which means that you should be dosing with Seachem Prime to detoxify any potential ammonia that will rise in this tank, and Seachem Stability so that you can help grow new bacteria to keep up with the new bioload that you just created in the tank. I'm gonna dose these for maybe 2 or 3 days and just keep an eye on the ammonia levels and make sure that the bacteria that's in here is producing itself at a fast rate and handling the new bioload. By the way, if you wanted to grab some fish of your very own from my guy Mike over at Imperial Tropicals, you're gonna wanna use code KaveMan10 and get yourself 10% discount. That's right. So in the past few weeks, I've added these Aquabuildr bamboo logs to the tank. Now I've added about 18 brand new Severums of all different types of species. Now it's just a waiting game for the 150. I got the decor the way I wanted it. We got some brand new guys that we can watch grow up in this tank and appreciate that journey. So now we can pivot and focus on the 450 and what I'm about to add into that tank. You're not gonna wanna miss. That video's right there, check it out. But before you go, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.